everyone, and welcome to Rob's Rogues and the Batman universe. And today we're taking a look at the DC animated movie Son of Batman action figure. This is figure number 7. It is, of course, Batman, and this is based on the designs that were in the animated movie Son of Batman. This Batman also would fit thematically and aesthetically in with the Justice League War figures from the DC movie, animated movie series that DC Collectibles is making figures from. Some people had wondered why Batman wasn't initially part of the Justice League War set, and then they could do an offshoot from Son of Batman and just give us Damian, Deathstroke, and Nightwing in like a 3-pack volume. But I can understand why DC Collectibles waited till Son of Batman to actually bring out the Batman figure. So if you've been collecting the Justice League War figures, Batman would now complete the Justice League set. The Aquaman Throne of Atlantis figures, I just recently saw them, so if you wanted to pick up Aquaman, you could have the complete Justice League that has been currently made into action figure forms in this animated style. I know this movie, Son of Batman, really has people on either side of the fence. You either really hate the movie or you really find the movie enjoyable. I'm more right in here. I love the source material, Son, or Batman and Son, where Damian was first introduced. So I get in this connected, shared universe that DC animated movies are in. They're kind of changing and tweaking things to kind of make this cinematic animated universe work. So yes, while I did have some story issues and plot points with Deathstroke and his portrayal in that, and kind of how Damian was able to take him out, yada yada, I still enjoy it for the animated movie that it is. I still have the comic books. It's not like they retconned it. So yeah, there were a few things that I kind of cringed at a little bit, and Tim Drake, Robin, should have been in this movie. I think that would have made a better fight sequence in the movie to have Damian and Tim fight each other as opposed to Dick and Damian. But we'll see where Batman versus Robin is going to go, the next animated movie that's going to be coming out. So, without getting too much into the whole movie, I enjoyed it for what it was. I know other people really can't stand it, but I don't mind it so much. But we're looking at the figure here. Like I said, this is figure number 7. Picked this up. This is a Valentine's Day gift from my wife. Oh, so there we go. This actually completes the series that I'm going to be collecting. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick up any other figures in the set. There is how Batman looks in the animated feature. A nice design. It's kind of, anime-ish, but this is the look that they're going with, the animated cinematic universe set of movies. The other figures in the way, we have Batman's head cut off here. Bear with me, we'll just cut off the feet down below. We've got Batman. I've already reviewed Robin, and I like this little guy. It's pretty cool. Nightwing and Deathstroke. I'm most definitely going to pass on Deathstroke. I'm really kind of torn if I want to pick up Nightwing or not. I know I'm a big Robin fan, and Nightwing was a Robin, and I get all that, but I've got a Batman and a Robin. That's probably what I'm just going to stick with are these two. I'd like to pick up Shazam because I'm a big Shazam fan. And yes, his name is Shazam now. I'm not going to call him Captain Marvel because there's a Captain Marvel in Marvel. But anyway, enough rambling on. I know this Batman is kind of plagued by not being able to stand. So I hope that was just somebody else's Batman that isn't able to stand. But I have a base figure stand ready to go just in case this Batman has topple over onto the table syndrome. So we'll be back to see if this Batman can stand, and we'll get a closer look at the Son of Batman animated movie figure. Oh, yep, he stands just fine. No, not at all. If you've seen ODC, that's me's review of this guy, he was very displeased in the fact that he could not stand. And I am of the same opinion. He will not stand for anything. I think Anthony said it so eloquently himself. If you want to see his review, I'm going to put a link down here. He has basically said it all and more. This is really kind of poor in DC Collectibles on making a figure that you want to be able to display, and not give us a display stand, which I have here. I have an extra one just off to the side. So he will be able to stand on my shelf, and I will be able to get him to stand, but he is extremely back heavy. I think if he probably didn't have the cape, he would probably be able to stand up a lot better. The cape is rather heavy, so it's not helping the fact the way they designed him. You really can't get him to lean forward or be hunched over. I mean, there was a brief moment where I thought I could get him to stand, but it's not. I know sometimes I've said my review table makes things want to lean, but they actually want to lean forward more than back. Yeah, he can't stand. So I'm going to pause this for a moment, and I'm going to put him on the base. All right, he is standing on the DC Collectibles extra base that I had lying around. I actually stole this from my new 52 Kid Flash, so I'm going to have to get one for him too, because he's kind of accident prone as well. Yeah, I think he should have come with a stand. I can't believe you didn't go through the whole manufacturing process and didn't pick up one of these guys somewhere down the line and go, you know what, they can't stand. Let's throw a stand in with them. That should be the biggest thing that your action figures do. If they don't hardly have any articulation, and these guys don't, they're more stylized, and it's interesting why they chose not to give them very much articulation. This is going back to almost old school DC Direct, but at least they should be able to stand. Stand should be the prerequisite of all of your figures. So I'm not going to belabor on that too much. I do like the stylized animation that they did on it, and the sculpting is pretty decent on this guy. Again, it's not overly sculpted. It's more just a basic, generic action figure, and I really think Damien is probably the best figure of this whole entire wave. So as you can see, I've got my, had him on the display stand. So he does still kind of want to topple over a little bit. I have to kind of twist the stand here, but let's get a closer look at the face of Batman himself. So again, it's kind of got the anime-ish look a little bit. Something I really like is not only do the points of Batman's ears go up, but they also kind of go back, like they've been kind of filed off. And I kind of like that look. They're just not the standard point. They were a little bent in package, so I had to kind of straighten them out. But just a stylistic choice. This may not be for everyone. Nothing is really sculpted on here other than like his weird abs here on his suit. The belt is partially sculpted here. It is raised up, and it does go all the way around to the back. But for the most part, all of the panel lines that you see here, these are all just painted. I mean, they're painted rather well, so I don't see any really jagged spots. So somebody better than I can paint a very nice straight line. As you kind of see there. No sculpting on the gloves. It's just a paint line here. The spikes on the gauntlets were bent a little bit. I like it that he's blue and gray. I still really think that's my favorite color of Batman is blue and gray. You know, a dark blue that kind of borderline looks black, or dark navy. The boots are the same way. Again, all painted. Anything that you see here, with the exception again of the belt itself, is the only raised up portion. It would have had it off frame here. The belt's the only raised up portion. Even the circle right here is painted in. So just the pouches on the side of Batman's belt. I believe the triangle is painted. Yep, the triangle is painted. So just these marks here are the only thing that is sculpted on this whole entire figure. The cape's got some nice definition in here around the neck. You can see the folds in the back of the cape. I mean, it's a nice figure. I mean, he's going to look great on my shelf, but just not a lot going on. And the biggest bummer and drawback is he cannot stand on his own. So if you don't have a display stand or DCUC display stand, you better get one, because you're going to need one, or he's going to be leaning up against a wall to be able to stand. So let's take a look at the articulation. The head can go side to side, so I keep bending his ears so I can get a little bit of a tilt out of it. Does not look up very well at all. That's what a lot of these figures are plagued with. Sometimes, like you'll see Damien, his head is almost in a straight, is looking down position. But Batman can at least get up to look at somebody at eye level. His arms go up about this far because of the cape. I think even without the cape, I don't know how much farther the arms would have gone. This is the only figure I have from the series other than Damien, but he really doesn't count since he has such tiny body proportions. Has a bicep swivel. Again, the arms would go all the way around, but the cape is getting in the way of that. Single bend at the elbow. No waist or ab crunch swivel of any kind. Legs can go forward about that far, just the way that it's cut. I think these probably could have been cut just a little bit better. Again, which is really kind of hindering Batman being able to stand. His legs go back about that far. They go out decently enough. This is the shocker about this Batman. He can get in some really good splits. That is a decent amount of splits. So you could get him in a kicking type pose, which would be really kind of cool if... See, there's a bend at the knee, so you can't get this leg forward, but I mean, you can kind of recreate, you know, some of that motion that you saw in the animated movie. But, you know, you do all this work being able to get him to do the splits, and he can't stand. And as you saw, a single bend at the knee. So you can see that the knee isn't exactly perfectly straight. If the leg could go straighter and he could kind of be hunched forward, he'd be standing on his own. But with his knee bent, kind of see he's already arched in the back a little bit. His knee is bent back, so the figure is doing this. And since he's back heavy because of the cape, he has no choice but to fall over. So, again, a poor choice in the way they designed this Batman. A decent-looking Batman, and I think it might deter some people. But if you're somebody that's trying to be a completist and you want to complete all the Justice League War figures, you're going to have to hope and pray the rest of the Justice League War figures can hold Batman up. So what I'd like to do, let's bring up some other Batmans from DC Collectibles so we can see how he is in size. Here's the standard Justice League Batman and then the Greg Capullo series Batman. Now, I know he's on a display stand right here, so it does bump him up a little bit, but even that, he is still head and shoulders taller than the standard Justice League 7-inch Batman. So he's clocking in closer to 8 inches, or about 7.5 maybe. Probably with his ears, he's probably pushing 8 inches, and this guy is just about at 7 inches. So this was normally the standard tall action figure. Now the Justice League War figures have kind of been made just a little bit taller than the standard figures. And here is Damian Robin with the Son of Batman, Batman. I've been using this Damian actually with the Capullo series, and he works really, really well. So now that I have the Son of Batman, Batman, I'm really kind of torn of where I want to put this Damian. It almost makes me want to go out and buy a second Robin so I can put him with the Capullo series, but I'm hopefully crossing my fingers good enough that we get a proper Robin in the Capullo series line of figures. But obviously these two figures were made to go together, so I believe, as I kick the table here, that is where I'm going to place Damian, is with his father from the animated film. Now, final thoughts on this guy. If somebody said, Rob, is this figure worth picking up? That question is easily answered in the fact of, out of this whole entire wave, which is the figure I should get? Robin. There has not been a proper Robin figure since the, was it 2009 Batman Incorporated Damian figure. So the Damian from this line is a definite pickup. This Batman, I would probably say no, and I've heard I know a lot of people have been saying that. The Robin fits very nicely in with the Capullo series, so it's not like, well, he's going to look odd. I'm glad I picked this guy up. I'm going to place Damian with this Batman, but if you're just looking for a Batman to get, there are far better Batmans to pick up. And I'm not somebody that it's a completist, like I have to have every single Batman figure known to man, but I like to have a Batman and Robin paired together. So if there's a Batman and Robin together in an action figure series, I want to get the Batman that goes with the Robin that I bought. So that is the reason why I was telling my wife I'm really interested in picking up this figure, and she had knew the reason why, and so graciously, gave this to me as a Valentine's Day gift. So I like it just for that matter that my wife gave it to me as a gift. But if you're somebody out there, there are plenty of other Batmans that are a lot better. I'm not saying he's a decently sculpted and made. And let me say this way, he's a good-looking figure for the animated series that DC Collectibles is doing movies based off of. Is he an action figure that's going to be right in the front of my shelf? No, he's not. He's probably going to have to be a back rower because he's going to fall and could potentially topple all the other figures that are behind him. So, with that being said, today we've been taking a look at the Son of Batman action figure. This is figure number 7. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the Batman universe signing off saying we will see you guys next time.